You've been talking about easing restrictions when we get to a certain number of vaccinations, even if case numbers continue to climb. You want to ease restrictions even if there's cases in the community, but other states are chasing COVID zero. 2 federal government ministers have come out this morning saying that they expect state borders to be closed in New South Wales for the rest of the year. What would you say to the millions of people who want to go and visit friends and family interstate who will not be able to do that because of what the other states and territory leaders are doing?
Oh, look, I can't control what other state premiers and chief ministers do, and they've demonstrated their propensity to close borders to us all throughout this pandemic. The responsibility of the New South Wales government is to ensure the health and safety and wellbeing of our 8 million citizens. But please know the New South Wales government has also seen ourselves as part of our nation, as part of Australia. And to this day, we're welcoming home Australians coming back to New South Wales. We see our role, yes, as the largest state in the nation, but also as Australians. And when Dr Chant and I a few Fridays ago said this was a national emergency, what was happening in Greater Sydney, we meant that. Because when the largest state has a threat the way it does, you cannot pretend it's not going to impact the nation. You can't pretend it's not going to impact what other states choose to do. You can't pretend it's going to not impact other states, no matter how hard you work. And the Delta strain is different. And again, please know that New South Wales did very well until this point, knocking on the head all the other strains of COVID. But Delta has proved to be lethal all over the world, and we can't pretend Australia is any different. We can't, as well as we've done, we can't pretend that we're not going to get through this unless we have high rates of vaccination, and that's what we've been saying from day one, that vaccination will help us.
Should be prepared to open their borders to us if we've still got cases in the community.
Oh, look, that's a matter for them. But can I stress?
Yeah. For everyone in this state that wants to go into state.
Yeah. Can I stress?
It's a matter for your
yeah. Can I stress? At the moment, nobody from New South Wales is going anywhere. So what we want to see is an improvement of that situation. We want to see us resort back to safer living, to more freedoms. And I want New South Wales to be the first state in Australia that hits all those targets of vaccination. And
go to any states if we still have cases when the other states and territories will not open to us if we still have cases. So surely.
But I'm sure if you asked the majority of people in our state, would you look forward to more freedoms than what we have now? I think the answer would be yes. Well, it's for us. It's more freedom. But at the moment now, nobody from New South Wales can travel anywhere anyway. So isn't it better for our citizens, for our health and safety and our well-being, to fight for our citizens, to have those freedoms? And I remember other states closing borders to us when we had very low numbers of cases that weren't even Delta. So I think it's pretty predictable what the other states will do. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think any state premier is going to change their position on that. But what I do want to say, which is respectful to the National Cabinet process, is the Doherty report is an outstanding piece of research. The New South Wales government is committed to respecting the National Cabinet's wishes in relation to the Doherty report. We're not intending to overstep our mark beyond what that report allows all the states to do. That report obviously allows certain freedoms at 70% vaccination, at 80% vaccination. And I do want to say respectfully that we respect the national process. We know there's expectations on each state to meet their challenge, to meet the standards in that report. New South Wales will do that. But please know that once we hit 50 or 60, lockdown plus easing some restrictions is very different to what the Doherty report says must happen at 70%.